Hello my fellow retro maniacs. So it's time for Need for Speed 2 for PlayStation. Let's see the intro video. Electronic Arts presents cool, radical, awesome. I wonder if the programmers themselves were allowed to race or drive those cars, or maybe this was just done by some ad company. It would be nice once in a lifetime to actually drive a real racing car, like a Ferrari or some cool Porsche or Jaguar or Aston Martin. I know that there are places where you can just pay for a 1 hour drive, but you know, maybe I will someday. Maybe I will. And if I have done everything right, this should load the save state game save I downloaded from GameFAQs, so I should have everything unlocked at the moment. Simulation, please. Single race. Sure. Outback, North Country, Pacific Spirit, Mediterranean, Mystic Peaks. Okay. Wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 6 tracks. What have I said about having too small selection of tracks? 6 is just too little. Norway.
Located far from prying eyes, these remote testing grounds put some of the world's fastest cars through their paces. Although originally built for endurance testing, this track also makes for some adrenaline-pumping metal-on-metal competition. The high-speed tri-oval will allow you to keep the pedal matted as you strive to maintain perpetual top speed. But keep your eyes on the road, because at 200+ miles an hour, the slightest twitch could turn your exotic car into exotic scrap metal. Enjoy the breathtaking view as you cross over the Harbour Bridge into the bustling streets of Sydney. The steel and glass of the city soon gives way to the red sands of the desert. Here, you can lay it out on the sun-baked roads of the outback, where you'll encounter craters, rocks, and canyons that decorate this vast, arid landscape. Bring plenty of water for this race, because you may soon find yourself thirsting for more than just victory.
That's amazing. Hopefully I don't hit any roof.
Here at the crossroads of Northern Europe, a variety of cultures and influences come together, offering a wide range of driving challenges for beginners and experts alike. A modern autobahn cuts through this pastoral community where fields of tulips and windmills give way to rolling alpine foothills. The treacherous switchbacks that wind down through a storybook castle allow for some intense competition. And keep in mind that the fastest route here is not always the most obvious.
Obvious. Canada.
From trendy city streets to old-growth rainforest, this track is a virtual year-round playground. Starting off in the metropolitan heart of downtown, this fast-paced road trek quickly leaves the city behind for more natural surroundings. Nestled between calm Pacific waters and majestic mountains, a weather-torn highway winds through an enchanted old-growth forest where you can catch glimpses of an ancient native settlement. A twisting ascent into the mountains will leave you breathless, but prepared for the race back down the slopes to the city.
Beware of Indians.
The ancient roads of this tiny island will challenge even the most advanced drivers as they wind their way past crumbling ruins and through claustrophobic village streets. Successful racers must become intimately aware of the many perils on Mediterranean or risk becoming part of their own Greek tragedy. The turquoise waters encircling this island contain secrets and treasures of many past civilizations. But don't be too distracted by the beautiful Mediterranean vistas, or you may just wind up ancient history.
Oh snap. Yeah, I don't think that I will pay too close attention to the pixels of the background texture.
For thousands of years, this remote region in the Himalayas has remained shrouded in mystery. Only the most fearless come here to test their skills on this treacherous roadway. Drivers experienced or lucky enough to survive the wind-swept cliffs, crystal caves, and perilous corners of this track will enjoy an elevated consciousness as they race upwards to the Great Temple. While pondering the meaning of life and gazing at the ancient ruins, don't forget to keep an eye on the road, or you may find your karma at the bottom of a 1,500-foot chasm.
Yeah, I doubt there's actual car shootings done in Nepal. Bit remote place. Okay. Let's start with Outback. 2 laps and so we got McLaren F1, Ferrari F50, Ford GT90, Jaguar XJ220, Lotus GT1, Lotus Esprit, V8, Italo Design Kala, never heard of. Istera 112i, and that's about it. And now they are all supercars. There's no like slower historic cars at all. Well, let's start with Lotus. Oh.
The Esprit V8 is one of Lotus's highest performance production road-going cars to date, and is also one of the quietest. A 2-seated evolution of the original Esprit, which was unveiled in Paris in 1975. The new Esprit V8 is driven by Lotus's new compact yet powerful 350 brake horsepower engine, which amazingly occupies the same. Founded by the late Colin Chapman in 1948, Lotus is one of the most eminent forces in racing history and automotive innovation. Colin Chapman's philosophy of high performance in a minimum package size with maximum material performance has led Lotus to at least 79 victories in some of international racing's most prestigious competitions, making it one of the most successful Grand Prix racing manufacturers of all time. Unique in that it does most of its own vehicle design and manufacturing in-house, Lotus has introduced such technological firsts as the Chapman strut suspension, the first twin chassis cars, and the first epoxy-bonded extruded aluminum chassis cars. Lotus has historically applied the advances learned from its vibrant racing heritage to produce some of history's most enjoyable road-going sports cars, and continues to push the envelope for both professional drivers and thrill-seekers alike.
Interesting.
The Esprit V8.
Car porn. Looks a bit like a Knight Rider car. Man, I wonder if the company still has the original footage. So if they wanted, they could remaster the game and use the original footage. This is so 90s. Jeez, calm down with these effects. You have to cause a seizure.
The Esprit V8 is one of Lotus's highest performance production road-going cars to date, and is also one of the quietest. A two-seated evolution of the original Esprit, which was unveiled in Paris in 1975. The new Esprit V8 is driven by Lotus's new compact yet powerful 350 brake horsepower engine.
You know that this is not from the this is not from the current day,
capable of reaching 100 miles per hour in just 10
because there are no mention about the carbon dioxide. Nowadays, the CO2 stats would be in the top of the list.
And sets new standards for power and fuel economy for cars of its size.
Okay, you sold me. Let's try the car now. Just 2 skill levels. I'll start with beginner. Speedometer. Oh, Dolby Surround. Steer left, handbrake, joy, shift down R1, R2. Yeah, I would like to have shift down on L1. Okay. No. Okay, let's race finally. Then I found out that the game doesn't even work. Whoa, what's going on?
3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah, I'm gonna change the settings because just noticed that I wanna use gas on A button or X button. So this one. And then you have shift down here. Okay, this is probably the best. Yeah, this is probably the best option. Okay, here we go, finally. It's time for Need for Speed 2. And the graphical glitches you can see in the beginning, they are caused by the perspective correction algorithm. Yeah, I think it's pretty serious. Hey, what? Gonna do some changes here. Just a moment. Okay. Now it looks better.
3, 2, 1, go!
This is really running 60 frames per second. For some reason I think the Sega Saturn version looks better. But I guess because this was one of the earliest Need for Speed games for PlayStation 1, so maybe the development team couldn't well, they probably weren't able to use all the aspects of PlayStation 1. It's very often the case that the last games that comes to the system are the most graphically and advanced, gameplay wise most advanced. So, and usually the earliest games are quite faulty. For example, if you compare first Nintendo 8-bit Nintendo Entertainment System games to Super Mario 3, for example, the games, it always seems like the games come from different system, even though they are from on the same system. So probably the same thing applied to PlayStation 1 as well. So the first games that came from in 1994 or 1995 were not technically as advanced as those that came in 2001, for example, because by then the developers could really use all the tricks to make the game run better and look better due to the experience. But yeah, this doesn't look very good. Something wrong with the skybox. I don't know if it's an emulation issue, but it seems that it's missing like clouds or looks pretty barren. I don't know which angle is best. I think the front angle is actually kinda cool.
Best lap.
All right. Okay, now let's do Proving Grounds, and let's select this. This McLaren.
Pursuing its goal of creating the ultimate road-going sports car, McLaren Cars spared no expense and drew upon its vast Formula One racing knowledge to create the spectacular McLaren F1, a super-light, high-performance car which employs some of the most cutting-edge technologies and materials in the industry. Built on an incredibly strong and ultralight carbon composite chassis, the F1's potent BMW V12 engine, producing 627 horsepower, is capable of propelling this car to a stunning 200
I still wonder
mph top speed.
who buy these cars.
Of being the fastest
I know there are many millionaires in the world, but are there enough millionaires
a complex system of airflow management,
that because you know, millionaire can just drive a couple of cars, and possibly a millionaire doesn't even care about driving cars. So I don't know. If I was a millionaire, I probably wouldn't buy a McLaren, because that will just attract attention. When I have a car that looks like a common car, like a Nissan or Toyota, so no one will pay attention to me. But I guess many millionaires are egoists, so they want to show their status. It's a nice looking car, I have to say. I have this DeLorean type of doors.
Pursuing its goal of creating. Although founded in 1989, the history of McLaren cars
Bruce McLaren
began decades earlier, during the outstanding racing career of the late Bruce McLaren. Born in New Zealand in 1937, Bruce McLaren began his foray into automotive racing at the youthful age of 14, when his father gave him an aging 24-horsepower 1929 Austin 7 Ulster racer. Using the old Austin 7, the young McLaren began to learn about racing and engineering. In 1959, he became the youngest driver to ever win a Grand Prix, a milestone which was to set the tenor for the remainder of his career. With the formation of Bruce McLaren Motor Racing in 1964, he and his team began their conquest of Formula One and founded a dynasty which stands to this day. McLaren also dreamt of producing a road-going sports car, but sadly, he was killed in a tragic testing accident in 1970. Yet his dream and the team lived on, dominating the sport and becoming the most successful Grand Prix team ever in 1993. McLaren Cars was formed in 1989 with a simple mission statement: build the ultimate road-going sports car. Drawing on McLaren's rich Formula One heritage and technology base, the company, under the guidance of technical director Gordon Murray and his team, crafted a dream into reality. In 1994, the company launched their first production road car, the McLaren F1.
I wonder who founded the company in 1989. It wasn't Ron Dennis, even though Ron Dennis was the key man for the success in Formula One. Okay, more 90s video shows and effects. Let me guess. Slow motion, blur, posterization, jagged cuts. Yeah. Tilted angles. Yeah. Well, it wasn't so 90s as the previous one. But at least we got a few strobo effect going on. Okay, let's rest.
Three, two, one, go!
I always forget to put the gear on or put in the gear. So there are no corners in this oval tracks, so should be pretty easy. Just be careful not to crash into the... Whoa, what are those? It's like a toaster inside. We are... Oh, I know. It's the harbor, the place where they make new ships, cruise ships. There's like a pit lane there.
Final lap.
370 kilometers per hour. That's like what Formula 1 can do at Monza. Of course, IndyCar can do even higher top speeds, 400 kilometers per hour probably, as well as some prototype cars in Le Mans have done 400 kilometers per hour.
Fast lap.
Okay, well, that was pretty straightforward. Congratulations!
Congratulations. You've got a top time for this track.
Next we got North Country. And well, let's do Ital Design Color. Never heard of it. Let's hear about the history.
Ital Design, an independent, world-class design studio started in 1968 by award-winning designer Giorgetto Giugiaro and his partner Aldo Mantovani, has created over 80 production car designs for the world's best-known manufacturers. Ital Design offers international clients leading talent in car styling.
So they don't make their own cars.
Prototype building and more.
Mostly for other people.
The machinery with which a car will be built.
DeLorean. Is that the DeLorean from Back to the Future? DMC 12.
And others. Notable among them is the Volkswagen Golf and Scirocco, the Lotus Esprit, and the Nazca C2 concept car for BMW. Well known in European design circles, the cars designed by Giugiaro have gone on to sell over 20 million units combined.
Giugiaro. Okay, cool.
Created by world-renowned design house Ital Design, the Cala represents the latest in Italian automotive styling and construction, as its curvaceous lines and performance will attest. Ital Design's prototype Cala features a strong carbon fiber body.
Not for sale.
Experimental aluminum chassis.
Well, everything is for sale.
For open-air driving. Powered by a new Lamborghini 4-liter
You just have to have offer the right amount. For example, $10 million for a car.
The luxurious upholstered interior is built to seat 2 adults and 2 children. And as with many supercars, the Cala comes with accessories.
Yeah, 2 children.
And a high
Just
stereo system.
Just a normal family car. Take your kids to the Walmart. The thing with these supercars is that where you can actually drive faster and use their speed, nowhere. There's a speed limit. Usually it's like 120 or 130 kilometers per hour. So I don't know. You have to go to the Germany to Autobahn to really try your cars.
Created by world-renowned
Tilted angles, check. Slow motion, check. Cut to white, strobo effect. Low frame rate, check. Flashy, flashy. Yeah, this is 90s. Okie dokie. Let's race. And now I'm prepared to put the gear in immediately.
Three, two, one, go!
Well, at least this part is quite wide. Yeah, I think it is supposed to be like Germany. Autobahn. Kinderwelt. That's children Welt. I don't know what's Welt. Children world, maybe. I haven't studied German, so my knowledge is insufficient, inadequate. Okay, and now we go to the Switzerland or Austria. So like man, this spins so easily. What the? Come on. But yeah, it's realistic that the cars will spin because, you know, the power in these luxury cars is so great that you just have to tap the gas pedal and you're going so fast and yeah, especially in wet conditions, this is just a dangerous vehicle to be in. Although I think supercars should have quite good downforce, but sometimes if they oversteer, it's a bad thing. You may cause an accident. You may actually kill yourself if you, for example, lose your car and hit the oncoming traffic. And the thing is that, again, I thought Need for Speed games always have the police. Whoa, that's a big one. always have police, but no, there's no police, there's no traffic. So I don't know. I thought the games had both traffic and police. But maybe I'm mistaken, or maybe it's just part of the PC exclusive content. So yeah, I would like to have oncoming traffic. It makes the game more realistic and also more exciting, because there's a risk involved.
Final lap.
It's the final countdown. Oh, that's the... Yeah, what I did there, I just pressed the handbrake, and when you press the handbrake, you get into the spin immediately. So the way to use handbrake is stop pressing gas pedal and lightly tap. That was a lightly tap, but I was turning too much, so it started to spin. So yeah, not an easy game actually to master. You have to know how to handle the cars. They are delicate machines, even though they have so much power. Of course, there's an arcade mode. I wonder if it's easier to handle the cars in that mode. But since I like simulation, I always select simulation mode if it's available. I don't like arcade games except when the purpose of the game is arcade, like Hydro Thunder. Then it's okay that it's not realistic. I think Need for Speed is well, it's like a mixture of arcade and simulation. The cars are supposed to be like in simulation. There's difference in cars, and they would represent the real cars and show difference of the cars, but obviously everything else feel quite arcadish. The controls, scenery, damage model, and music, and of course on-screen information. If this even had a time limit, that would make it even more arcadish, because it would be like a arcade game then. That's the signature of an arcade racing game. You have a arcade type timing, but at least here we don't have arcade timing and no checkpoints, but we have music. So if we have a real simulation game, there should be no music whatsoever. Could you imagine Assetto Corsa or F1 2019 with music? No, they are simulators, or Dirt Rally with music. Let's do Mystic Peaks now. Isdera. What is this?
Although tiny compared to other supercar companies, Isdera has been designing and manufacturing some of the world's most distinctive exotics since 1982. Founded by Eberhard Schultz after working with Porsche and Mercedes-Benz.
Okay, it's not a
automotive engineer,
car manufacturer, but just designer.
setting up shop in a former knitting mill near Stuttgart, Germany, Schultz adopted the old German imperial eagle as the symbol for his new company, Isdera. Using traditional construction techniques and materials, Isdera has produced rare exotics such as the award-winning Spider 033i, the sleek Imperator 108i, and the bullet-like Commendatore 112i. Believing that all cars should be built around a mid-engine configuration, Schultz's designs have mixed modern function with traditional forms, causing car enthusiasts to stand up and take notice. Schultz's cars are proof that one man's vision and determination can still create world-class performers which can go neck and neck with the latest supercars from larger manufacturers. Hand-built in a small workshop in Leonberg, Germany, the Isdera Commendatore 112i defines the meaning of a rare, high-performance, exotic supercar. The most distinct visual characteristics of the 112i are its long, bullet-like body, dramatic gull-wing doors for passenger entry and engine access, and an external rear-view mirror mounted above the driver's head. A novel velocity-sensitive electronic active chassis improves handling at high speeds by automatically lowering the entire car by a full 3 inches. And rear downforce and traction are increased during braking and high speed.
I wonder if these old 90s supercars are still valuable. I mean, they don't have any technology that today's cars have, like GPS or automation. Although I think many owners have upgraded their cars with the latest technology, like driving computers and auto braking and speedometer. So, but of course, if you change the car, it's not the same one anymore. So, I think I don't know if the cars are like games or collectibles, so that if you change them or if you drive them, they lose value. No video. What a shame. I was so looking forward to see more 90s style videos. Promo videos. Okay, let's do Nepal round. It's a twisty circuit. All right. Which way am I going? Upwards or downwards? Probably both downhill and uphill. I like that last twisty section. That looks funny.
3, 2, 1, go!
What the? Yeah, sometimes the edge of the track is like stone. You cannot even use it as a runoff area. That's usually the case with the old games. There's no runoff. There's like what's going on here? There's a pile up here. That this car have power enough so they can climb that hill. Yeah, I was saying that yes, these old games, they usually have like invisible wall near the edge of the tracks, so you just crash into them. I think there are not many games that actually like have trees in the side of the track which you can crash into. Probably only in like sandbox driving games like I don't know, Test Drive 4 or Burnout Paradise. There's trees that you can crash into, but usually if there's trees, it's beyond the invisible wall, so you cannot even reach the tree, which is again unrealistic. If the game was unrealistic enough, you should be able to drive anywhere. I should be, for example, able to turn left here or down right and go down the cliff if I wanted. But obviously the developers don't wanna spend too much time to create world beyond the actual track itself. It would take too much memory and too much space just to create world beyond the track, because one idiot wants to drive off track. They just say that no, this is not an off track game. You cannot drive wherever you want. You have to obey the limits of the tracks. But yeah, invisible walls, that's the signature of old racing games. Nowadays they do have like Dirt Rally. While it doesn't have invisible walls, it has like immediate cutscene that triggers when you go off, so you cannot drive very far from the edge of the track, because it will just trigger the cutscene and restore your car. So basically the invisible walls are still there, but they are just not that obvious like here. Okay, this... Whoa, wait a second. Here we have... Yeah, we have a tree, but you can just drive through it. Well, it would have been funny if you could crash the tree. Oh, you could crash that tree. Well, take back everything I just said. This is very realistic. This is very realistic simulation. There's nothing wrong about it. Come on, you can get up. I can get this high up. Oh my. Sorry. I'm destroying your... What the... Go the right way, will ya? It's cool echo effect. Why they have a horse laugh in the music track, I don't know. But you know, this is 90s techno, so everything was possible. Ding dong. Mr. Ding Dong. Do you remember where was Mr. Ding Dong? In The Simpsons. Marge and Lisa were buying a new doorbell that had a tune close to you by the carpenters, but it's got stuck and kept ringing and ringing and ringing until Senor Ding Dong came and stopped the music. Dude! God. Should somebody help that crashed plane? Wait a second. Is that the reference of the film about the plane which crashed in the not Alps, but in the Tibet, and they had to like do cannibalism to survive. And I don't remember the name of the movie, but I'm sure that's the reference there. Was it like alone or trapped, or no? It was something. It was called something about something of the weather, harsh something, white death, or I don't know. I think it was first a movie and first a book, and then the film was made based on the book. All right, 2 left. And really there is no like chase mode. Knockout, single race. Maybe I should try arcade style to see if it differs at all. Jaguar.
Started in Blackpool, England by partners Sir William Lyons and William Walmsley. Today,
What?
Jaguar
His name is.
began its life
His
as
name
a
wasn't
swallow
Mr.
sidecar
Jaguar.
in 1922. Known initially for its stylish motorcycle sidecars, the company first ventured into automobile manufacturing in 1928 with the Austin Swallow convertible, and introduced its first sports car, the SS Jaguar 100, in 1936. Renamed Jaguar Cars Limited in 1945, the company over the years has introduced notable sports cars, such as the racing XK 126.
What would I like would be like a historic racing game involving all those 1930s cars. I know there's like LJN game for Dreamcast. What was it called? Age of Speed or something like that. But
winning manufacturers.
Yeah, apart from that, I don't know if there are any games that actually are based on old 1930s
Initially conceived as a concept
racing cars.
was to attain an unprecedented 220 miles per hour. The sleek,
Of course, there are some old cars in a Mafia game and
into one of the world's fastest production road cars.
possibly in some other games, but they are not racing games anyway.
From such legendary Jaguar cars as the C and D types, the rare XJ13, and the famous XKE. While many supercars focus on performance,
Well, this is pretty cheap actually.
XJ220 makes no such compromises. Beneath its curvaceous,
Not even $500,000.
traditional Jaguar all-leather interior, with a high feature specification that includes power windows and air conditioning.
Ooh, air conditioning. That's luxury.
The XJ220's growling 542 brake horsepower V6 can make it leap from standstill to 60
I think the
miles per hour in less than 4 seconds. And take
first
you
air
off the speed of
conditioning
10 miles per hour.
car
The XJ220 remains
that
one of the
my
world's
family
greatest
got
supercars. with streamlined looks and outstanding
was
acceleration provide a
was
truly
2006
inspiring driving
model.
experience.
So yeah, before that, air conditioning was truly a luxury to have. Cool. Well, these supercars are always shot in the Mediterranean or other hot environment. Why don't they ever come to Finland in November when it's raining wet snow and it's dark and cold and there's no green anywhere, it's all dead. Yeah, I know the reason. The car wouldn't sell if that was the promo ad. Good. So this is arcade mode. Let's see if I notice anything different.
Three, two, one, go!
Yeah, I think yeah, there's more downforce. Car is not as slippery as in simulation mode. Yeah, I think that's the clearest difference here. Yeah, yes, it's actually difficult or near impossible to spin the car now. But still. Whoa! I thought I found a shortcut. Surely shortcut. It's not very good shortcut because it's kind of difficult to drive here. And it's not a shortcut because it just parallels the track. And then it's just dead end, so what a bad shortcut it was. But yeah, still no police, still no oncoming traffic, so I don't know. I have to check Google or Wikipedia and see if any versions had traffic or police. The frame rate is obviously not 60 frames per second. I think it's sometimes like 15, but I think it's not about my computer not running the game well, but it's just the game itself runs slow.
Final lap.
Because if it would lag. The timing would lag as well, and I think audio would lag as well if it was my computer that couldn't handle the 60 frames per second. So whoa, the whole car almost disintegrated there. But yeah, I should play at some point Burnout 2 and also F-Zero GX. Just because I can. Obviously I could also play some games I have on Steam, like Dirt Rally or Assetto Corsa or other racing games, but I don't know. I don't have much room for the wheel, so I'm not very keen to install racing wheel. I have it in my apartment, but it will take too long to actually install the wheel. So I'm going to play these old games that I can play with the controller for the time being. Don't try anything stupid.
Fast lap.
What did he say? Last lap or fast lap? Must have been fast lap, because that was the last lap.
Congratulations. You got a top.
Topped. Good. And finally, well, let's put back on the simulation mode. Even though, I don't know, I prefer not to spin, but anyway, I appreciate that there's aspect of a risk of spinning your car. I think the game becomes too easy if there's no risk of doing big mistakes like spinning. Ford, why not?
Founded in a Detroit wagon factory in 1903, the same year that the Wright brothers flew at Kitty Hawk, the fledgling Ford Motor Company introduced its very first production automobile, the $850 two-cylinder Model A. Over 93 years later, Ford has produced a staggering 250 million vehicles worldwide, and has annual sales which exceed the gross national product of many industrialized nations. Many features which are taken for granted in today's cars were first introduced by Ford, including the first one-piece V8 engine, hydraulic shock absorbers, safety glass windshields, bumpers, automatic windshield wipers, tilt beam headlights, and self-starting engines. But the real story of Ford lies in the vehicles which captured the imagination of auto enthusiasts, such as the highly successful GT40 race car, the classic 1955 Thunderbird convertible, and the sensational Mustang series. Ford's presence also reaches into automotive racing, where its engines have led drivers to over 174 World Championship Grand Prix wins. With such a rich history, Ford has proven that it's capable of excellence on both the road and on the track.
So wait, before automatic windshield wipers, how did people driving in heavy rain or rain at all, because you cannot see where you are going without wipers. I don't know.
Intended as a new technology and advanced design testbed, the Ford GT9.
Oh, of course they could have like some kind of a switch they had to like press to wipe it, so it was like manual wiping. That must be it. Okay, more 90s car porn. Ooh, that's so cool. Sorry, I just calmed. The fast show. That was a poor video. Didn't even show the car properly.
Intended as a new technology and advanced design testbed, the Ford GT90
Okay,
is the
well,
automotive giant's first.
yeah, I guess the car is so new that there wasn't even a video made. Wait a second, did I select the... Yes. The track I meant. Yes, this creek level.
1, go!
Acropolis there. It's nice that there's like 50 kilometers per hour speed limit and now 30 and 15, and we are doing like 200. Oh man. Yeah, clearly the simulation mode is tougher to handle. This is a nice cave here. I like that. Wait a second, windmills? Are there windmills in Creek? Probably. Haven't been in Creek, so I wouldn't know. But I always thought that windmills are exclusive for Holland. But I guess you need windmills in Creek as well, with their vineyards and whatever they are doing, olive farming there. Warning, warning, tight corner. Yeah, if this was real life, I wouldn't go this fast at all. One mistake and you're killed in the bottom of the cliff. So it would be just crazy to actually race here. There's no... Whoa! There's no tire wall, so... One mistake and you are into the building and probably in someone's living room. Okay. Haha. Killed him. Serves him right. Don't you try anything. You shall not pass. Oh no. No, 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 no. Yes, that's the way. Whoa. Jesus, what a crash that was. So if you make a mistake, then try to hinder others' race as well. If I shall not finish, neither shall you. Oh crap. There goes my good position. Jeez. Oh, and there's the finish line. Well, that was a crash fest. Anyway, enough of Need for Speed 2, so I'll say thanks for watching. See you next time.
You've got a top time for this track.
Bye bye.